looks to the sky. Play my game through the meadows. There's no way that you can hide. You call back to me, call back to me, crawl back to me. You call back to me, call back to me. Bring out the beast inside. Late to the night, mama on the prowl. Full moon tonight, gonna leave you howling. Ooh, ooh. Late to the night, mama on the prowl. Full moon tonight, gonna leave you howling. Every night, another maze, only two lead you to the same place. You think you can fight the temptation, things I do, fueling your craving. You call back to me, call back to me, crawl back to me. You call back to me, call back to me. Bring out the beast inside. Late into the night, mama on the prowl. Full moon tonight, gonna leave you howling. Ooh, ooh. Late into the night, mama on the prowl. Full moon tonight, gonna leave you howling. You're no saint, neither am I. Seeing stars, feel the rising tide in time. You're no saint, neither am I. I will never leave you behind. High into the night, mama on the prowl. Full moon tonight, gonna leave you howling. Late into the night, mama on the prowl. Full moon tonight, gonna leave you howling.
Cross my heart, hope to die. To my lover, I'd never lie. Said be true, I swear I'll try. In the end, it's him and I. He's out his head, I'm on my mind. We got that love, the crazy kind. I am his, and he is mine. In the end, it's him and I, him and I. In the end, it's him and I, him and I. In the end, it's him and I, him and I. In the end, it's him and I, him and I. It's him and I, him and I. Cross my heart, hope to die. To my lover, I'd never lie. Said be true, I swear I'll try. In the end, it's him and I. He's out his head, I'm on my mind. We got that love, the crazy kind. I am his, and he is mine. In the end, it's him and I, him and I. Cross my heart, hope that I to you, I've never lied. For you, I take a life, it's him and I swear.
To the end, I'ma ride with you. Mob and get money, get high with you. Yeah.
Cross my heart, hope that this is how I die. You can confide in me, there's no hiding, I swear.
Stay solid, never lie to you. Swear most likely I'ma die with you.
Cross my heart, hope to die. To my lover, I'd never lie. Said be true, I swear I'll try. In the end, it's him and I. He's out his head, I'm on my mind. We got that love, the crazy kind. I am his, and he is mine. In the end, it's him and I, him and I.
the out of me. They put a shot in my back. They get me to the count of 3. They set the hounds on my tracks. They made a demon out of me. Then they put a cross to my face. They put a search out for me. 'Cause I got some blood on my hands. But they would see me when I'm coming. I'll be laughing while you're running. Oh, you won't see me when I'm coming. I'll be the monster you've been wanting. Oh, no. They made a story out of me. They laugh and joke about my name. They pulled a bounty out of me. They're all excited by my shame. But they would see me when I'm coming. I'll be laughing while you're running. Oh, you won't see me when I'm coming. I'll be the monster you've been wanting.
Remember when you wanted to forget me? You let me rest in pieces and let the rest piece me together. Yeah, we ain't never had spirit in the flesh. These people let me loose, but they wish they would've kept me now. Convertible feet out, told my sponsor I don't write bars, I get freestyle. And if your hand never held me down, don't fucking reach out. All's fair in love and war, but I love a war. How you picking on the chosen one? 'Cause when it rains balls, it ain't colourful. I'ma be the last man standing at the only one.
Black time moving through the jungle. Got me feeling like my name is Rambo. Hey, let's ramble. We can do it any way you want to. Way black time moving through the jungle. Got me feeling like a Rambo. Hey, let's ramble. We can do it any way you want to. Hey, I'll be laughing while you're running. Oh, you won't see me when I'm coming. I'll be the monster you've been wanting.
We can't go on, there's nothing fighting for. No longer in my bed. We can't go on, we can't go on, there's nothing fighting for. There's nothing fighting for. There's nothing fighting for.
When you struggle through obscurity and step out into the light, it takes strength to be open and shake off the night. An emerging new dimension sprouts from the depths of your soul. A sacred gateway opens down into the unknown. The unknown.
Hello and welcome everybody to the semi-finals of the ANU Semester 1 round robin. And today we're going to have Mundo Club against Goon Squad. So Mundo Club off a dominating performance against Teemo in the first round, taking on Goon Squad, who fought a very close series against Zwang. So Mundo Club obviously probably the favourites coming into this game, coming in as the first seed team against Goon Squad, who finished about in the middle pack, I believe 5th in the round robin. But Goon Squad did manage to take out Zwang, who were higher seeded than them. So you never know, we could see an upset today. And with vast meta shifts as well, anything could really happen. So first ban coming out from Mundo Club is going to be that Urgot. Probably a target ban against Sweaty Jeans, I would assume. Lulu banned out away from Mundo Club. Very strong meta power pick right now, especially with how strong Shirelia's is.
You used to be cool.
And stuff like Lulu Kog'Maw, Lulu Jinx coming into the meta right now. The reply is going to be Echo, targeting probably Darcy in the mid lane. And it's going to be Darius banned out, targeting a Pessimist in the top lane. So I wonder what sort of draft strategies we will see from both teams.
Come on.
And the Jinx is going to be taken out. So again, Jinx very strong right now. The other power picks we're probably looking for are something like Tristana, Kai'Sa, Varus also creeping into the meta, Kog'Maw possibly creeping into the meta as well. And Morgana is going to be first picked by Mundo Club, and Morgana is such a strong champion right now. She offers flex pick potential. You don't know if she's going jungle or support, or even potentially something like mid lane. So a very safe, very powerful first lock-in for Mundo Club, going for a very strong draft already. So what is Goon Squad going to reply here? As we count down the bans, it's going to be the Shen. Shen did, Shen buffs coming in. Sweaty did already play the Shen if I remember correctly. So somewhat comfort for him there. And Shen, with those ultimate buffs, able to provide a lot of protection. A lot more than previously anyway. And now Goon Squad, they're going to lock in the Rumble as well. So very powerful champions are coming in for both sides. Rumble right now, you could say he's basically just OP in the jungle. Or even mid lane. So both teams going with very strong draft strategies right now. They've picked both flexible champions. So very good drafting so far from both teams. And yeah, as I was saying with the Rumble, Riot have basically just overtuned him with those overheat buffs. And people have been realizing just how strong his dueling potential is. His clear is super fast, being able to abuse that. His dueling as well, he can basically win any fight 1v1 as long as he has the overheat available to him. And the Orianna is going to be locked in for Mundo Club, so that basically cements that it's going to be a Morgana jungle for Lu Bu here. With Ligament picking Orianna and the Thresh being locked in as well. So Goon Squad are going to reply to the Orianna with a Malzahar. So Darcy, I believe he has already played the Malzahar as well. So Goon Squad going for a very, very similar team comp. They're probably quite familiar with this sort of style with their champions. Obviously Rumble is the new pick coming in for Mr. Grey. So it is nice to see that he is able to adapt to the meta. And, something potentially very nasty is Malzahar being able to lock down one target and the Rumble ult just dropping on top of them. There's basically zero counterplay to that except for buying a QSS. And if you get hit with that combo, you're basically just going to get one shot from it. Because you cannot escape from the Rumble ult while you're being Malzahar ulted. So the Nola's being taken out by Meerkat. Or for Meerkat. And I wonder what we're going to see to round out the drafts. Both sides not picking an ADC yet. So, however, in this second ban phase, Caitlyn being target banned, I would assume. Not the strongest meta pick right now, but obviously Comfort makes a big deal in these sort of matches. And the Malphite going to be taken out as well. So very strong pick, especially in the Rumble, in this ANU Rumble specifically. But interestingly, Kai'Sa and Tristana both up for both sides. And both teams have been picking fairly standard meta comps so far, so I would assume maybe we might handshake it for both sides. And no, Tristana is going to be taken away. So I wonder if A Evolve is just going to lock in the Kai'Sa here. And, Kai'Sa being the meta pick that's available right now, she is one of the three that is available. And no, instead A Evolve is going to pick the Jhin. So maybe Mundo Club did do their research and they know what sort of champions are going to be likely picked. However, Jhin does suit the comp very well, I would say, for Goon Squad. Being able to kind of long-range artillery, provide a lot of utility and support for the team. And Manu, wonder what he's going to pick. He's hovering a range of champions. And it looks like it's going to be the Samira locked in. So Samira vs Jhin matchup, on paper it seems quite rough for Jhin, but maybe Manu is just comfortable or confident in himself to win that skill matchup. He does have a Thresh, which is a very aggressive, strong support early game. So potentially if Evolve oversteps on this Jhin, then yes, he could definitely get punished very easily by the spot lane from Mundo Club. And Sion is going to be the last pick for Mundo Club, just providing them that front line that they need. And Mundo Club have a very strong team fighting team. Leona's going to be the final pick for Goon Squad here. So Goon Squad, I would say, play a lot more around picks and skirmishes. They have the Rumble early aggression on this Scuttlecrab potentially. And they have Malzahar ult for picks. They have Jin Root from long range. They have Leona as well for pick potential. And not to mention they're going to have a global ultimate for Shen. So you would assume that Goon Squad have very strong early skirmishing and fighting around these early dragons. Whereas Mundo Club have a more traditional 5v5, very strong team fight. They have frontline from the Scion. They have wombo potential from Orianna. Samira able to follow up with the cleanup. And something very scary, normally a traditional counter to Samira, is that you CC her after she ults. But with the Morgana Black Shield, Manu might be able to just pop off in these team fights without much counterplay. So two very nicely constructed comps here from both teams. And well, it's going to be very interesting. Like both junglers, Morgana, Rumble, being very highly prioritized in professional play right now. So I'm going to be so interested to see these two teams pull these out. And we're going to have to see as well. Top lane, probably going to be a handshake matchup, right? You're probably just going to both farm it out, the two tanky boys. Shen does maybe have a bit of early pressure on this Scion, if he lands that taunt. You know, Shen, one of the most dominant melee champions into other melee matchups only. And bot lane as well, you would probably assume that Jin and Leona gets the push. And yeah, like generally with the jungle meta, champions like Rumble Morgana have been just randomly buffed by Riot. Rumble getting that attack speed and max health percentage damage on his overheat just speeds up his clear so much. And whereas Morgana has randomly just gotten extra damage on her W, on minions. And now people realize that their clear is just too fast to not pick them. Especially with a full clear meta right now. If you do not pick a champion with enough clear potential or clear speed, you just fall too far behind. And the other jungler doesn't really have to do much apart from cycle their own jungle. As we now count down, waiting for that spectator delay. Both teams, very strong team fights. As I said, Mundo Club probably favored in a straight 5v5 fight, whereas Goon Squad want to create a little bit of chaos in these early skirmishes, try to abuse their global, abuse their super strong pick potential. So I don't know if I can favor either team's draft. Both drafts I would say is very even. And a very even draft could spell a very fun game to watch. Now based off of history and just brackets and Rumble stage rankings, yes, you would assume Mundo Club are going to be the favorites coming into this game, but you definitely never know. Upsets can definitely happen. And I think Goon Squad have enough raw firepower on their roster with just straight up rankings to contest and maybe cause an upset. But it'll be interesting to see what happens as we load into game here. And now taking a look at the rune pages, it seems fairly standard for both teams. You got the Phase Rush on the Orianna, the Conqueror on that Samira. Now I wonder if we'll see any level 1 shenanigans more, you know. I think Goon Squad have to be a little bit careful of the invade. The invade of Mundo Club is so strong. Thresh, Morgana, Scion level 1. That is incredibly scary, and you can see it already on the map actually. Mundo Club are grouping together as 5. So will Goon Squad be able to see the invade? Yes, Mr. Grey spots at the invade. Very good position. They do get his ward down though. So Mundo Club are going to have a slight advantage. They get that very deep ward onto the red buff of Goon Squad. So Mundo Club will know exactly where Mr. Grey is starting from. And now actually Mundo Club going for a kind of second late invade, which will be interesting to see. And Goon Squad are grouping over that ward, so they do know they are all there.
Less than yesterday, at least. Oh, I really got to check.
And you can see Mr. Grey on that Rumble with that W start. That is the standard start for Rumble, if you are all wondering.
You're dead weight.
He did not panic, but he did not just panic start W there. And that is purely because it is the only ability that can give him overheat at level 1. Morgana going to be start red buff with that leash. So it looks like we're going to get a mirrored jungle path here. Jungle's going to be pathing to the opposite sides of the map. And bot lane, as you would expect, the Jhin and Leon are slightly getting the push power. But actually the waves are going to even out, so a Pessimist getting that level 1 shove against the Shen Sion does naturally have more wave clear early. And now we're going to see the Jhin and Leona hit level 2 first. I wonder if Meerkat's going to look here. But no, not enough time to look for that level 2 dive. And now fairly standard play from both sides. It looks like Lubu is quite ahead in the clear speed actually against the Rumble, which you would generally expect. Morgana is probably the fastest clearing jungler in the game right now. And even though Rumble, as I said, with those buffs, did get his clear speed a lot faster, it still cannot match something like a Morgana. However, the strength of the Rumble is in these skirmishes, and just as he hits level 6. Hook just misses from triggered. Mid lane, Ligament asserting a bit of dominance here. And this is quite a rough matchup for Malzahar, I would say. Orianna is good at abusing lower ranged mages that do not have a lot of all-in power, which I would describe Malzahar as, at least until he hits 6, when the Orianna will have to respect potentially getting womboed with Mr. Grey. Mr. Grey getting kinda chased out by Triggered, and you can see Mundo Club did try to get that bot lane prior to give Lubu that double scuttle crab. But smart pathing by Mr. Grey to avoid that, and he skips the Gromp so that he can secure that bottom crab. So nicely done by Mr. Grey, and because of that, the jungle is going to be even. And now we can see both junglers kind of converging towards bot side. Mr. Grey is just going to recall. Probably going to reset and do another full clear. But we can see Lubu might be looking for something here, maybe with a Thresh Lantern. And let's see if Triggered can land it. So here comes the Lantern, Lubu. The flay goes down onto Meerkat. The binding does miss. It is flashed away from by Meerkat. So nicely played there. And in the end, the gank just gets a flash out. And Lubu, because of that failed gank, he did leash quite a bit of XP from his bot lane. And his clear is going to be slightly delayed. Saying that though, naturally Morgana will be able to catch up anyway. But I would say overall you're not too upset about burning a flash for that, for Goon Squad. And as the camera pans back to top lane, we watch the two tanks kind of just trade some grass procs. Hook does land onto Meerkat, but he's close enough to the tower that E does get flayed by Trigger. Nicely done, but the root lands. Ignite goes down. Manu also did have to expend the heal. And overall, kind of a positive trade for Goon Squad in terms of health. Meerkat lands the hook onto Manu. He gets rooted up by Evo, but he managed to get the dashed root. Meerkat is ticking down from the Ignite. I think he will survive. The TP is coming in. First blood goes down to Evo. Ligament with a nice ult flash there by the Orianna. The Shen ult is coming in, but I believe it got interrupted. But you can see this rumble damage onto Ligament. Ligament does get 4-shot. It's going to be a 2-for-2 there. And a very even early skirmish there. However, Shen ult was invested for Sion Ultimate, but I think overall you are happy if you're a Mundo Club there. The Shen ult, I believe, has a longer cooldown and either way a much better early game impact for the Sion. However, it's gonna be interesting because the 2 kills went over to the Jhin there. So Goon Squad getting that advantage for the bot side. Whereas Ligament gets the 2 kills in the mid lane. So it's going to be a positive trade for the mid side of Mundo Club. Whereas for Goon Squad, you can see how accelerated this Jhin is now. Basically has a full boots advantage over Manu. And that is quite important. If you have that much more move speed against your opponent ADC, you're going to be able to auto space him. And especially something with a Jhin against Samira who has a longer range. Let's see if Evo will be able to abuse that. And top lane again. Both tanks kind of traded their ult. Sweaty has not invested his TP yet. So any trading that the Shen inputs onto Sion will be good for him as long as he doesn't straight up die from it. Binding lands onto the Leona, but I think Meerkat is close enough to the tower to not really care, and yes, Meerkat will be fine there. In the mid lane, not much really happening. Darcy just AFK shoving the wave in. And Darcy has reached a point where he has enough mana now to just press EW on the wave constantly. So this matchup now evening out a lot. And Ligament as well obviously has to respect the Malzahar ultimate into Mr. Grey gank. Top lane, Sweaty is losing these trades as you would expect because he has not shopped yet. He does taunt out. And I wonder if he's going to invest his teleport back to lane anytime soon. His ultimate is almost back up. A Pessimist has his ultimate. Sweaty has to be careful here. Pessimist could maybe have ulted in there, but maybe it would have been very close damage-wise. And here comes Mr. Grey in the bottom lane. The Rumble ult goes down onto Trigger. He gets rooted by Avov, and Avov is going to be able to get the kill there. Manu trying desperately to jump out, but he gets stunned up and killed by Meerkat. And that's a very clean gank by Mr. Grey. And we can see Goon Squad coming out to a lead here. And they did not even have to invest a Shen ultimate into that play. And Mr. Grey is going to be able to translate that into the first dragon. So very nicely played there by Goon Squad. And as you can see, early game lead going over to Goon Squad. Gold is actually even due to just CS advantages, mostly from the top side of Mundo Club. However, that early dragon definitely worth the trade-off there. And Lubu has the early game Sorcerer shoes. Able to zoom around the map, do a lot of damage with early magic penetration as well. And well, camera panning back to top lane. we're not going to be able to see too much from these fights. Maybe the both guys can just, you know, gentleman's agreement. We'll just trade grass procs and get more tanky. And oh, you can see, Sweaty actually does walk into the queue. Takes a pretty bad trade there. However, here comes Lu Budo onto Evo. He instantly flashes in. TP is coming in straight away by Darcy. Shen ultimate coming down. Can the Shen ultimate come in? No, Shen ult does not get here on time. The Mazar ult goes down, the Rumble ult goes down as well, and you can see Mr. Grey is coming in for the cleanup. Triggered is running for his life here, but Mr. Grey is probably going to be able to clean him up. No, Flash goes down, and Mr. Grey overheats, so actually it's just going to be a 1-for-1 trade in the end. And these early fights are going so close for both teams. Sweaty lands a taunt onto A Pessimist. He might be in trouble here. He is getting chased down. Sion is tanky enough though to survive there. And now the Leona roaming around the map. Meerkat looking for something here. Ligament though is trying to counter jungle the Raptors. Has to be a little bit careful. He might get caught. Sweaty Jeans is able to walk down here. However, the crab is up. Ultimate goes down onto Mr. Grey. Can he just kill him? No. He cannot. The shield coming down for Rumble. Actually, Ligament Flash QWs him and gets the kill. So he does trade 1-for-1 there. He did have to invest the flash, but nicely played there by Ligament. He knew his damage limits there and was able to turn around a very bad situation for himself. So again, another 1-for-1 trade. Shutdown went over to Sweaty. But overall, I think Ligament will be happy with that. Shen is not going to use the gold as well as himself. Mid lane teleport coming down. Lubu is coming in behind Darcy. Gets hit with the silence though. Ligament does not have ultimate, but let's see if they can chase him down here. Darcy is doing his best to get out, but no, the binding lands onto him, and Lubu is going to be the one taking that kill actually. So a nice max range Q there by Lubu secures that kill. So Mr. Grey is going to have to catch this mid lane instead. And now Sweaty does have the Sunfire advantage due to that kill, so let's see if he can use that lead while he has it. This will be the point in the game where, you know, if one top laner has Sunfire and the other one does not have it completed, the Sunfire top will easily win those trades. And Ligament has just been bullying Mr. Grey in his own jungle here. And actually, we saw a teleport coming in from Pessimist. Ult goes down, lands onto Evo, and they are going to be able to dive him. You can see he's so tanky there. Mr. Grey Rumble ultimate does go a little bit wide though. Mr. Grey is going to go down as well. He does take out Lubu before he dies, but overall, a very nice dive there by Mundo Club. And Goon Squad lose 3 for just 1 in return. And now all of a sudden, Mundo Club with a 4k gold lead after a very nice play to take out that first tower. And Sweaty is doing his best to try to crash this wave and deny something in return, but a pessimist will not care slightly about losing that wave for that play. Infernal Dragon now out. Night Harvester completed for Mr. Grey. You can see the 1 item components completed. Or not components, the full 1 item. They're all completed for basically all champions on both sides. So it's going to be a pretty even fight here for this dragon. So let's see what comes in. Shenot goes down. Rumble also goes down. Only onto the Thresh though. I think Mundo Club will be happy with how this is going so far. However, they do get the dragon for Goon Squad. The ultimate goes down only onto Sweaty Jeans. And in the end, Goon Squad just get that dragon without much reply. And the main component to that was a pessimist choosing to go topside instead. So Mundo Club are gonna trade this tier 1 tower in return for that dragon, but I think overall you'll be pretty happy with that trade if you're Goon Squad. And just fighting going on the mid lane. Meerkat chasing down the Samira, but Manu's gonna be able to get out. You can see the top tower does go down. Rift Herald is traded. So Mundo Club do get something in return in the Rift Herald. And now Triggered, looking for a play in mid lane. Meerkat, nice ultimate going down onto Lubu. And Goon Squad are gonna be able to disengage that fight successfully. This Rift Herald is gonna be dropped. And it's gonna be enough to take out this tier 1 tower. So this tier 1 tower will grant Mundo Club a lot more kind of control around this jungle area. And now you can see actually Sa and A Pessimist on the flank here. Orianna ult goes down as well, and very nicely done there by Mundo Club. Such a beautifully coordinated dive. The Malzahar ult goes down onto Lubu. Lubu goes down, a nice double taunt by Sweaty Jeans, but there isn't enough follow-up here. Desperately going in is Meerkat, but he gets taken down as well. Evolve trying his best. Gale forces out. Flash hook lands onto Sweaty Jeans, but the taunt does land. But the taunt does get him out. And it's going to be a 1-for-2 in favor of Mundo Club. Ultimate going down by this Jhin. Evolve, can he land the shots? The camera does troll us a little bit there. And A Pessimist might be in trouble here. Sweaty Jeans just used this taunt, but he is on the chase. Hook lands onto him, and they might actually turn it onto him. And yes, Manu gets a kill onto Sweaty Jeans. And in the end, Mundo Club doing really well to snowball this game. Some very aggressive but very well coordinated dives. So very impressive stuff by Mundo Club. And now, at the end of all of that, more than 6k gold lead towards them. And this Orianna Ligament is super strong with the Luden's Echo completed. And he's been playing super well so far this game. He's landed multiple good shockwaves. He's been there first onto plays in general. And now you can see Mundo Club doing their best to control this bot side vision. Preparing it really early for this dragon. As they know, the main way that Goon Squad can win this game is if they somehow secure that soul. That being said, it is a Cloud Soul, so it's not going to be the biggest deal, to be honest, if Goon Squad get it. Cloud Soul is very nice on Rumble, and maybe Shen, but on the other champions, it's not going to do the most. Cloud Dragons themselves are nice for Darcy, but the soul itself is not useful at all. Binding lands onto Mr. Grey, and you can see that Morgana damage coming in from Lubu, and Mr. Grey just gonna get one shot. Ultimate going down for Jhin, and Avo snipes Lubu there. Very nice shot there. Manages to feather it in between the two champions, and Lubu gets taken out. So it's gonna be a 1-for-1 in the end. Both junglers will be up for this dragon though. And now Ligament is super strong with that Archangel's completed. Can he get it fully stacked before this dragon fight? It will be quite a big deal if he does. It's a huge AP spike for Orianna. And you can see 345 out of 360, 348. And I think he will be able to get it fully stacked. 351 now. And if we just click on Orianna, she has 225 AP right now. But when he gets it fully stacked, which he needs just one more ability to hit, you will be able to see this huge increase in AP for Ligament. Let's just click onto him for now. And you can see now it's 277 with that Seraph's fully stacked. So big AP spike here, but either way, Goon Squad are gonna give this dragon. They know they're quite far behind right now, so they're gonna try to farm up, stall a little bit, and hope that they can team fight a bit later in the game. And now, Mr. Grey is going to get ulted by Ligament, and look at that damage from Orianna. Mr. Grey almost gets one shot, and he is forced to disengage with that ultimate. And now, Mundo Club know that this Rumble have no ult. They know he's super low and has to reset. They're going to start up this Baron now. So what can Goon Squad do to contest this? Mundo Club don't really have a tank on it. Pessimist is sitting in the bush rather than tanking it. So they are getting low from this Baron, and you can see the Jhin ult's going down from Darcy, and you can see Mundo Club are getting low just from the Baron. A Pessimist choosing to sit in the bush rather than tank for the team, I think was a mistake there. And Mundo Club gonna have to disengage, and in the end it's gonna be even from that. So 6k gold lead for Mundo Club has not really changed for a little bit. And now Mundo Club forced to reset, so Goon Squad are going to be able to regain some control of this river. Avov gets knocked up by Pessimist, but no follow-up available. And some nice poke from Darcy as well in return. But you can see as soon as Goon Squad get into some sort of control, Mundo Club are able to just walk on in and steal it away straight away. So it's not a nice situation to be in if you are Goon Squad right now. Hook lands onto this Rumble, but not anyone close enough to follow up. And now Lubu does have this stopwatch completed. Both junglers have stopwatch completed for this fight. The Leona E just misses onto Ligament, and Ligament is going to get a two-man ultimate here. And again, Mr. Grey is forced to disengage with the Rumble ult to prevent Ligament from chasing even further. And we might have a similar situation going on here. But this time Pessimist is going to opt into tanking it out. However, one of the members, the Shen, is going to be able to ultimate in. Jhin not going down again. Does thread it through. Pessimist is blocking it a bit better now. However, this is a very dicey situation for the Dragon, for the Baron fight. Ligament does have TP to rejoin though. And the Baron does go down. And now, the ensuing fight. How is this going to go? The ultimate Malzahar ult goes down. Ligament does get taken down, but do they have enough firepower to clean up the rest of this team fight? You can see Manu is going in with the ultimate, does get the ultimate off, gets taunted, and Mr. Grey gets the ultimate on. Very nice ultimate by Mr. Grey. Gets the stopwatch off. He does get taken down by the Scion. And overall, the fight just going in favor of Mundo Club, but the main thing is they secure that Baron for 3 members. So Mundo Club slowly snowballing this game out of control. They are playing this late game very well. And now after all that, a 7k gold lead, 8k gold lead, sorry, for Mundo Club. So let's see if they can close out well with this Baron given to them. And now, Mundo Club, kind of farming up jungle. I wonder if they're going to be grouping together with this Baron buff, or if they're going to choose to some sort of 1-4, 1-3-1 split push. Or are they just going to go to secure this Cloud Dragon? Sweaty has to be careful here. He does have to burn the flash out. And now I would assume Goon Squad are gonna just give this Cloud Dragon. They won't be too upset about how this Baron has been going so far. Mundo Club haven't been able to get too much off this Baron apart from this Cloud Dragon. But now I wonder if they're gonna group mid and try to really secure that middle inhib. Binding just misses onto Avo. Triggered, trying to land a hook, just misses as well. You can see Pessimist ulting in for the Scion, but Meerkat is going to block it, but he is going to be able to get taken out there. And Mr. Grey tries to disengage with the Rumble ult, but it's not effective enough. And now, Avo trying to ult in, trying to snipe some shots through. Holding that last shot, is going to miss Triggered. And can Mundo Club siege this tower? Hula Hoop goes down in the mid lane. That's the first missed ult by Ligament. And off of that, I think Mundo Club might not be able to get more off this siege. The Sun Q just misses Mr. Grey there. Mr. Grey just escapes. And yes, that is the end of the Baron play. So Mundo Club only really get that Cloud Dragon from the Baron. So I think if you are Goon Squad, you are happy that you can live to fight another day. And well, we're kind of just waiting for the next Baron to spawn, basically. Let's see if Mundo Club can kind of rinse and repeat, right? Control that top side jungle. Do not let Goon Squad walk into their old jungle. Sweep out vision control. Force them to face check an Orianna or Morgana. Or Thresh. And well, based off of that, they should be able to secure a sort of pick that will translate into the Baron. And Lubu kind of playing around with the Grump a little bit there. Darcy just gets his recall off, barely. Now both teams trying to get priority over mid lane. And Hook is going to land onto the Jhin. Orianna Shockwave goes down. Ava does get out due to the Gale Force though. Mr. Grey Rumble ultimate does go slightly wide there. Triggered, probably going to get run down by this Rumble. And now in the mid lane you can see Sweaty Jeans trying desperately to taunt on out, but Manu is just diving into the team fight, takes out Darcy, and Mr. Grey's the only person standing for Goon Squad. And can Mundo Club end off this push? Mr. Grey cannot really walk back to Fountain. Manu is zoning him off, and Mundo Club are going to go for the end here. And they are taking this out quite slowly actually, so they might be forced to back off. Yes, they will not be able to end. They settled with that mid inhibitor, but still overall a very positive fight for Mundo Club. Very well played. And it all started by Triggered landing that hook onto Evolve.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And now Goon Squad, 12k gold deficit. What can they do to bring this back? It's looking very rough so far for them. And now Darcy trying his best to clear out that ward. Does get it. But you can see Baron is up, and you can see by the way Mundo Club is posturing. They are looking to deny as much vision around that river and even topside jungle. So Goon Squad trying to group together to get some sort of control over it. But you can see how scared they are to walk in here. It's so scary to face check against a Morgana or a Thresh. And you would expect Mundo Club to kind of shove in this next wave early and try to maybe fake out the Baron. No, they're gonna look for Cloud Dragon instead. So they are getting a lot of Cloud Dragons, so a lot of ultimate cooldown reduction. And Ligament's ult is going to be on such a low cooldown on Orianna. Orianna already naturally builds a lot of ability haste. And her ult is naturally a very low CD, especially at level 16. I'm very curious to see what Ligament's ult cooldown is on this Orianna. And yes, it's only a 43-second cooldown now, with 3 Cloud Dragons. And now you could see Mundo Club know that Goon Squad do not have any vision on this Baron, so they're just going to start it up. And Goon Squad, I think they're too late to contest it. They're not going to be able to get here in time, and that's just going to be a free free Baron over to Mundo Club. So now, can they close out this game? I would assume yes off this Baron. You can see Pessimist TPing in straight away. He's very confident. And this time Mundo Club doing their best not to waste any time. They go straight to sieging. They do not even reset that many members. And you can see they're pushing in all 3 lanes right now. Manu and Triggered just soloing there in the top lane, but there's not much that Goon Squad can really do to close the gap. And now these Morgana bindings. Lubu just needs to land 1 basically, and 1 member is going to be taken out. And you can see the top tower does go down. And I wonder if Ligament and Lubu, yes, they are going to match up together and just siege this. And binding lands, and here we go. As I said, if 1 binding lands, that is 1 kill. And Mr. Grey gets taken out straight away. Siren ultimate lands onto Meerkat. Malzahar desperately trying to ult Manu, but he just has no damage or follow up right now. And Mundo Club, would they be able to close this out? Ligament, and oh my goodness, look at that damage. Instantly 2 shots, both members. And that's going to be a triple kill for Ligament, and Mundo Club get a clean ace, and you would assume they're going to end the game here. And Inhibitor 1 goes down, Inhibitor 2 goes down. And the towers are going to be sieged up, and Mundo Club are going to be able to end the game. A Pessimist, a little celebration ultimate there by the Scion. GG's go down in chat. And Mundo Club coming in with a strong game 1 here, as we get that infamous spectator bug again. So well played there by Mundo Club, and they're going to be able to take game 1. And my MVP for that game definitely goes to Ligament. Very nicely played just overall by him, and you can see the damage shots on this Orianna popping off there that game. But saying that, Goon Squad played a very nice early game. A lot of those early skirmishes went very closely, but you could see it was Mundo Club with that very nice dive onto that tier 1 tower, getting all that playing and first tower, and I believe 3 kills. Really cemented them that game and that gold lead, and they were able to snowball very well. So we'll be back very soon for game 2, so don't go anywhere.
recommend skipping.
Okay, and welcome back everyone to game 2 of the series. We saw Mundo Club taking a lot of nice team fights and a very nice early dive onto that bot tower last game. So they're up 1-0 with a lead now. And we can see Malphite banned out this time. Targeting, I think, Darcy. If I remember correctly, he did play that Malphite mid. And Lulu also taken out. This time Morgana gonna be banned away from Lubu. So Goon Squad does not want him to get his hands on that again.
What's the worst that could happen?
Jinx banned away once again. So kind of similar ban phase so far to game 1. So what will Goon Squad answer with here? And Nocturne taken out again. I think that's a target ban to Lubu. I think Lubu has played a lot of Nocturne, or plays a lot of him in solo queue as well, I believe. And this time Sweaty Jeans is not going to be able to get that Shen, but instead he's going to lock in maybe Darius. Will he commit to it? And yes, he does take that Darius pick. So maybe a contested pick here in the top lane, because he knows a Pessimist plays it as well. So Darius gonna go over the Goon Squad. But then potentially a Rumble could be picked up by Mundo Club. Rumble is open, so will Lubu pick it away here? And a Pessimist. Mundo Club gonna lock in the Karma first. Could potentially be top, mid, or support. Very flexible pick. And Lubu gonna pick the Udyr, one of the remaining camp tank junglers that is still strong right now in the meta. He did not get directly nerfed like Hecarim, so he is still definitely quite a strong champion. Not quite as strong as before due to the Dead Man's Plate nerfs and camp tank nerfs, but still definitely very strong right now. Still able to clear super fast, still able to outpace you. And Mr. Grey gonna go for Karthus instead, so this is gonna be a switch up, no more Rumble. And Karthus gonna be able to kind of match Udyr with clear speed. So very interesting switch up here, and Darcy gonna lock in Ashe, so maybe a comfort pick there for himself, rather than the Jhin. And Mundo Club locking in Lucian. Mundo Club have been good at locking in flexible champions early in the draft. We still don't fully know where Karma or Lucian is going. Unless the players do know based off match history, unlike me. But from I can tell, it could be a Lucian mid, could be Lucian ADC. Karma could still go top, support, or mid. So drafts like this are very hard to plan against. So Nola's taken away again by, away from Meerkat again. And Sion take away from Pessimist. So targeting comfort bands, or targeting comfort picks most likely. And Thresh is going to be the final ban for Mundo Club here. So what will Goon Squad ban last? That's the tricky thing. They don't know what's left. They don't know what to target. Because Karma and Lucian can be flexed into any role. And it's a tough decision, and they are just going to take out the Orianna from Ligament, who did pop off last game on it. So just a smart, safe ban there. And now we're going to see Victor picked in for Ligament. I do believe he has played that before. I have said that a few times and have been wrong. But if my memory serves me right, he has played Victor before this tournament. So that kind of locks Lucian into ADC, but he could definitely go top lane still. Darcy gonna pick his Malzahar once again. So last champion left is gonna be support. So what's Meerkat gonna go with this game? As the clock counts down, Goon Squad deep in discussion right now, and it's gonna be the Galio picked up. So interesting there by Goon Squad. Rel gonna be picked up for Triggered. Very strong support right now, so that's gonna be locking in Karma for top lane, and you can see the power of Mundo Club's drafting. They forced Goon Squad basically to waste bans on them. Like, the Silent Bed was useless because the Karma was top lane. They didn't know where he was gonna go. Whereas the Karma could definitely have been flexed the whole time. One thing I will say though, this Goon Squad team does have a full AP mid and jungle once again. So that makes itemization for Mundo Club very easy. Merc treads are going to be so strong for them. As Lubu can go definitely a very early Merc treads. And that's going to have so much value against Goon Squad's team. The Galio as well. And are we going to see actually Manu pull out the Victor bot lane and Ligament with the Lucian mid? We don't know. Or Ligament could be role swapping to ADC for this game. And Victor going mid. So again, you can see Mundo Club has a lot of these tricks up their sleeves in drafting. So they're very smart with that sort of stuff, and they've shown time and time again to have very strong drafts. And this Karma is going to be able to offer a lot of utility for this team. Going to be able to speed up the Udyr. That Mantra E is such a strong ability, especially now with the new Shirelias. She's going to offer so much movement speed for the team. And this Udyr is going to be able to basically instantly gap close onto Ashe or Karthus. So Darcy's probably going to have to expend his ultimate on this Udyr, and they're just going to have to try to burn him down in team fights. But other than that, it's going to be quite an interesting game. So early game, Karma is probably going to be able to shove in this Darius. I don't think Sweaty is going to be able to do much in this matchup unless a Pessimist kind of messes up his spacing. Until anyway the Darius gets that Stride Breaker, then the matchup definitely swings. But by that point, the Karma's probably already got her first item and is probably mostly grouping with the team anyway. I think crab control is going to be very important for both teams this game. You would expect Goon Squad's bot lane to get priority early game if that is indeed a Victor bot lane. But then on the other hand, you would expect Lucian and Karma to get priority for Mundo Club. So maybe you would expect Udyr to path towards his top side, whereas you would expect Mr. Grey to path more towards bottom side. Because both these junglers, you know, Karthus definitely is not really a ganking jungler. He just wants to clear. He wants to secure crabs for himself. Whereas Udyr does, you know, Udyr is able to definitely gank in the early game, but he is also a sort of full clear style jungler. And Udyr mostly wants to look for early dragons. But saying that, team fighting is going to be quite close between both teams. But this Karma does negate a lot of what this Karthus brings. One Mantra E kind of negates the Karthus ultimate. So it's a very good pick here for Mundo Club. It's going to have so much value this game. But we'll have to see if Sweaty Jeans can pull off some kills in lane against this Karma. If a Pessimist basically messes up, he's basically going to have to burn Flash straight away if he gets hooked. And Darius is level 6 anyway. But in the early game, this Karma probably won't be scared at all. And as we load into game here, I wonder if this Darius for Goon Squad is going to take Teleport or Ghost. We will have to find out as we transition into game. And yes, it looks like it will be the Ghost for Sweaty Jeans. So if a Pessimist pushes up against the Darius, he's gonna have to be very careful of just getting ghosted down. So now, as we load in, will we see standard defense for both sides? Maybe we will. And yes, it looks like this time, not as much shenanigans gonna go down early game.
Welcome to Summoner's
No invade
Rift.
gonna be taken.
Listen close. I have important.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
And well, Mr. Grey gets the ward off, but he gets killed again. That's the second game that Mr. Grey's early ward has been taken out.
Minions have spawned.
And you can see Mundo Club with those deep wards already early game. Mundo Club have done very well both games to get early vision. So they again will know exactly where Mr. Grey is starting and where he's parting towards.
Keep your hand to yourself.
Whereas Goon Squad are just gonna have to guess where Lubu is. And yes, the Victor bottom lane is confirmed. So Lubu is going to be parting towards top side as we kind of expected, whereas Mr. Grey is going to be parting towards bottom side. So that was kind of expected. Both junglers parting towards their strong sides. And you can see Ash shoving in this Victor early. Going to be able to bully him. And Pessimist going for the grasp as well, so trying to just be annoying in lane. Ligament getting some nice trades off onto Darcy. He will take quite a bit of minion damage in return though. So, not much really going on across the lane, some light trading. But both teams kind of opting into just CSing right now. You can see mid lane though, Ligament quite far down in CS. I mean quite far up in CS. Darcy does have a big wave crashing. And the Rail W is going to land, the full combo is going to land onto A Evolve. Ignite goes down, but then there's not much else really available for Victor. But either way, a nice trade. Gets the heal from the Ashe for the Ignite, which you will take. And I said that you know, the bottom lane would be a strong lane. As we see, actually, Ligament going onto Mr. Grey has full power in the mid lane. Ignite goes down onto Mr. Grey, and Mr. Grey is just going to go down to Ligament. Stun lands onto Galio as well. Meerkat is in trouble. They do take Triggered out. And it's going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of Mundo Club, and Flash had to be burned by A Evolve to escape as well. So, very nicely done by Ligament. He abuses his early game priority and just hunts down Descartes in his jungle. Ligament has been very good both games of trying to make Mr. Grey's life hell. And he's done it again on the Lucian. And you can see he still has basically double the CS of Darcy, maintaining a lead there. And Pessimist just bullying out this Darius. He knows Darius has no teleport either. So any damage he lands onto Sweaty Jeans will stick for a long time, and the Mantra Q coming in. Just a lot of pain going down. And Lubu is just all over Mr. Grey's jungle now. Mr. Grey can't really do much as well. He has to smite for health. But because he did that, Lubu gets it for free. Lubu trying to get out. Now Sweaty Jeans did burn the ghost, but he has to flash out himself, and Ligament gonna land the double auto on Mr. Grey. Red buff, will it be enough? No, it will not. Pessimist takes out Sweaty. And Darcy able to trade onto Lubu, and Ligament has to be careful here, trying to turn it around. Darcy, I believe, didn't have enough mana to get the E off. And in the end, it's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade, but Lubu did get that jungle countered. And Ligament again is always here first on the Lucian, asserting his dominance in the mid lane. And Mr. Grey has to be careful, almost dies to the Krugs there, but the level up saves him. That was a little bit hype. But you can see Lubu's all over Mr. Grey's jungle. And Mr. Grey has to back off again, and stun lands onto Avo, but the taunt lands back onto Manu. So it might just be a disengage for both teams, but Avo is so low, and they're going to have to be careful of Udyr coming in for the dive. But Lubu instead opting in to take this dragon for free. And Mundo Club are kind of dominating around the map. They have a strong early game lead now. And yes, Dragon does go down towards Mundo Club. And you can see how annoying these grass procs from Karma are. Just poking out this Darius.
You made your choice.
You can just feel the tilt coming in from Sweaty. This would be so annoying to play against. A bit of a bush cheese coming in for Mundo Club. Mr. Grey at least is able to secure blue buff for himself. Ligament dashing in against Darcy. Gonna land the culling as well. Nice spacing as well. Darcy tried to return with the ultimate, but Ligament stays just out of range of that. And now, oh no, Mr. Grey again is going to land into Lubu. Lubu lands the stun onto Mr. Grey. And Mr. Grey just going to get taken out. The Malzahar auto does go down, so Darcy is able to trade 1-for-1. And actually, Mr. Grey got the kill there, so actually, probably a net game for Goon Squad. You'd rather gold on Karthus than a Udyr. So good play there from Darcy to follow up. And you can see how annoying this Karma is. Pessimist actually has a Bramble Vest as well, and Lucidity Boots. Flashes in to deny the heal from Sweaty Jean, and a very nice play there by Pessimist. Picks up that solo kill. And he's just abusing this Darius in the top lane right now. And you can see this mid lane matchup. Ligament knows Darcy does not have ultimate for a while, so he's able to play without fear. And that nice cheeky little faded Q there threads it through onto Darcy. Oh, does miss the cannon though, but we won't talk about that. Lubu coming in from the side though. They know Malzahar has no ultimate, and Darcy is just a sitting duck to this gank. And Lubu just slaps him and gets that kill. And Ligament now, again, very far ahead. Mr. Grey is going to try to fight Ligament here. And Ligament is dodging out the Qs, but Mr. Grey does land them. So nicely done there by Mr. Grey to trade. And he gets the shutdown. Ghost going down for Sweaty Jeans. He's going in for the all-in. But a Pessimist is quite tanky on this Karma. You can see with that Bramble Vest, and the Bramble Vest buy pays off there. He might have been dead without it. So Ghost burnt, but doesn't get anything for Sweaty Jeans. And now bottom side, we were expecting this Ashe Galio to be a winning bot lane, but Manu now actually up in CS in this matchup, so he'll be more than happy with how this is going. Hook lands onto Pessimist. Pessimist has to be a little bit careful here. Sweaty still does have ult. But you can see Lubu is there first on this play. So with that, nothing gonna happen off that. And now both teams kind of playing around that Rift Herald, but none are gonna commit to it yet. And you can see how close this top lane is. Sweaty Jeans does have flash though. Pessimist has to be careful. Dunk goes down very early before any stacks were put down, and because of that, it basically did no damage, and Pessimist able to win that fight. So a little bit of a mechanical misplay there by Sweaty. Ult's a little bit too early, I would say. And Mr. Grey trying to land some Qs on the Trigger. Trigger has to be careful here. He is going to turn it around though, but the Galio goes down. Trigger might be in trouble here. Mr. Grey going to be able to get that kill. Malzahar goes down onto Ligament, and Meerkat going to flash in and kill the Lucian as well. And that's a clean 2-0 fight for Goon Squad. A little bit over aggressive there by Mundo Club, and Meerkat gonna go for Manu. Ashot does land, does go wide though, however. So Manu is gonna be able to get down. Lubu burning the chem tank, but he is on his own. He has to be careful. Meerkat lands the E onto him. Lubu will strut on out. Darcy gets hit by the stun, but no follow-up available. And now we're gonna see probably both teams fight around this next dragon. Pessimist continuing to be very annoying in the top lane. And it's a very intelligent Bramble Respite for Pessimist. It's probably saved his life a few times. Now Avo getting run down by Ligament, does manage to flash it, and Culling is going to get blocked by the minions, so Ligament does get a flash for free there though. So Avo is going to be a lot more exposed in future fights. Mr. Grey has done well to catch up though in jungle, despite that super buff early game. Both junglers level 9 now. And Mr. Grey probably only about 2 camps down, which doesn't matter a whole lot at this point in the game. And you can see now this Karthus has that Leandry's already picked up. So that's going to be a huge spike for him. Interesting that he doesn't go boots though. I think you do need the boots on Karthus just to keep your clear speed up between camps. But opting for that raw damage instead, so it might pay off with his ult. Triggered and Ligament do get spotted out, and you can see Triggered engaging onto Ligament. The Ashot does land though, and Ligament is just going to get CC changed by A-Evolve, and A-Evolve and Meerkat are turning this around, and that's going to be a double kill for A-Evolve. Then you can see Goon Squad are turning this game around. The ultimate goes down by the Karthus. Will Manu go down? You can see at the top of the screen, Darcy is going to get slapped by Lubu. Darcy goes down. This Darius though, Sweaty Jeans did get the kill onto the Victor. Lubu does have stacks onto him. Sweaty Jeans has ultimate. Will he be able to get it off? The Ghost is going down. Flash for a Pessimist does get the flash off. Mr. Grey needs to land a Q onto Pessimist. Does he land it? The bleed is going down, and the Leandry's burn is going to just take him out. And it's a close fight once again. But in the end, it is in favor of Mundo Club with 3-2. Triggered does miss the combo, so Avov and Meerkat are going to be able to walk it off, I think. And oh, an engage for Meerkat. Going to have to be careful. He might regret it, but he will get away with it. And after all that, only a 1.5k gold lead for Mundo Club. And this Karthus is getting free kills. It's getting insanely fed. So Mr. Grey is going to be so scary on this Karthus now. But one thing though I will have to mention is Karma is going to be able to negate Karthus somewhat. Probably a direct counter to what Karthus does. Being able to shield out that ultimate damage. And Mr. Grey now chasing Lubu from his jungle. Lubu gonna have to be careful here. He does get hooked in by Sweaty Jeans. And I think Lubu is gonna go down, and that's a huge shutdown going over to the Karthus. That is the last member you want to get these kills. And yeah, the Goon Squad team, they're bringing this back. Off the back of Mr. Grey getting a lot of these kills. And an 11-11 scoreline. One saving grace for Mundo Club is that they are 2 dragons up. So they will have the sole win condition to play around. But this Karthus, I can't mention it enough, is so scary right now. And you can see how much magic resistance that Mundo Club have to buy. No magic mantle coming in for Ligament. Victor on the Merc Treads. Triggered. Choosing to prioritize that magic resist as well. Sweaty Jeans manages to land a hook on the Pessimist, but he just does no damage to this Karma. And in the bottom lane, a pick going to go down onto the Victor, and Mr. Grey getting the kill again. And this Karthus is so strong right now. Pessimist trying to chase down Sweaty Jeans. Sweaty Jeans going to have to flash, but Lubu is going to just smite him to death. So 1-for-1 cross map plays going down for both teams. But it's going to be a huge wave loss for Sweaty Jeans, and they're going to pop the Herald top lane. Are they going to respond? Yes. Goon Squad has to respond if they do not want to lose 2 towers here. And Mundo Club going to use that to reset and try to play around this dragon early. Both teams resetting very early, which is very nice for both of them. Nicely played. They reset early. They're going to be here early for this dragon fight. They know how important this third Drake is. If Mundo Club manage to get this dragon and are able to threaten Soul Point, it's going to be very hard for Goon Squad to play this game. But Goon Squad a little bit late here, and Mundo Club are just going to burn this down. They're going to rush it. Can they get into the pit? Mr. Grey is coming around now. And Mr. Grey getting zoned out by this culling. Lubu did stop hitting it though, so the dragon is still alive, and the Darius is on the flank. Sweaty Jeans triggered, goes in with the Veil, does engage first, but is going to get taken down. Malzahar out onto the Karma, onto Pessimist. Sweaty Jeans is going to get kited down and taken down. So far an even fight. Meerkat going in, but he is on his own, so he's not going to get any follow-up here, and he gets taken down for free. And Pessimist going to snipe down that Karthus. And Mr. Grey could probably ult right now. Yes, he is going to ult onto Ligament, and Ligament will go down. Is going to get the kill. Is Manu going to tick down to the Liandry's? And yes, he does tick down. So Karthus gets a double kill there for the fight, but in the end, the dragon goes down to Mundo Club, so Mundo Club will be happy with that trade, for sure. And now they have Soul Point to threaten. So only a 2k gold lead, but Mundo Club do have CS advantages across all lanes. And also in jungle. And that's where that 2k gold lead is coming from. But more importantly, they have Soul Point now. So one more dragon and suddenly Mundo Club will be heavily favored to take this game. But this Karthus though, Mr. Grey is so scary. You could see that damage coming in after that ultimate. So it really is just kind of Mr. Grey versus Mundo Club, I would have to say. Although Evolve is putting in quite a lot of work as well in these team fights.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And as the towers go down, you would expect the kind of, kind of chilled period of the game right now until that Soul Dragon spawns. Mundo Club this time doesn't have anywhere near the same amount of elite, and the ult goes straight down onto Ligament, but it's going to be QSS'd away from. So Ligament has invested in that QSS. And that's the sad thing about this Malzahar Karthus combo. QSS doesn't feel as bad now, because the magic resist is going to be so effective against this Karthus. And Mr. Grey should be hopefully buying a Void stuff next for him, because he would definitely need that magic penetration. There is so much magic resistance on the side of Mundo Club. And now, Mundo Club kind of grouping up, trying to put some pressure on this mid tower. They really want to break this tower so they get more control over the map. But yeah, and Lubu has found Mr. Grey here, or has Lubu been found himself? He does get out. He is lucky that Darcy did not have the ultimate. Mr. Grey is going to get caught out here though. With the Rel, he does flash out. And this is actually looking like a good fight. Actually, Ligament coming in on the side, I believe off camera. We cannot see it. But Ligament takes out Meerkat. And in the end, actually, Manu goes down as well. Mr. Grey going to get flashed after as well. And that's going to be 3 kills going over to the side of Mundo Club. And they're probably going to be able to translate this into a Baron. Actually, they are very low health-wise. So maybe not. No, they will not be able to go for Baron here. And oh, as I said that, maybe they will. And no, yes, they would not. That Karthus brought them down low enough to not be able to contest that Baron. And Darcy is just going to get culled down here by Ligament. Not really respecting that Lucian ultimate being up, I suppose. You'd probably believe that Darcy didn't think that Ligament had ult left, which is why he was walking up there. And now, actually, Mr. Grey gonna be going over towards the Zhonya's. I don't know if I really like that from him. He is the main damage dealer of his team, and Voice Stuff is just too efficient this game. I think as the Karthus, you kind of just have to accept that you're gonna die in these fights and just try to get down as much damage as possible. But he's gonna go for the Zhonya's instead, which will let him buy more time. But his damage might not be relevant enough with that buy. Now Mr. Grey is going to get caught out here. Galio goes down onto him, but he is just going to go down. Taunt goes down though. Mr. Grey is not going to ultimate. But they will get a 1-for-1 onto Triggered. But more importantly, Mr. Grey is dead for this dragon fight. And actually, Mr. Grey did ult, I believe. Actually, I'm not too sure. I don't think he did ult, which is interesting. I think you do have to just ultimate there to get some damage off before the dragon fight. And yeah, with Mr. Grey going down, this Soul Point going over the Mundo Club, I think Mundo Club are going to get it. They're going to desperately engage. A nice double taunt there by the Galio. But Lubu had his eyes on the prize, gets that dragon. And the Soul going over Avov, going to get chased down, and Lubu is going to clean up the fight. And that's going to be a 4-0 towards Mundo Club, and they're going to look for this Baron. Mr. Grey, the only one left on this Karthus. And yes, Mundo Club going to take out this Baron. Not much Mr. Grey can do to contest. And now, Mundo Club off to a commanding lead, and they are looking out to close out this series. And Manu actually going to look for Mr. Grey in his own jungle. Mr. Grey is going to get caught here actually. Mr. Grey has to smite to get some health back. But these Qs are getting juked out by Manu, and you can see Karma as well negating the Karthus somewhat. Manu just playing around with him and does kill him. However, Mr. Grey does have ultimate. Is he going to use it? He has not used his ult again, which is very interesting from him. And a nice triple E by Sweaty Jeans. Can he get a kill here? He does get one onto Triggered. Ligament though cutting the fight away, and Ligament dashing in onto Darcy. That's going to be another kill for Ligament. And that's going to be an ace coming in for Mundo Club. And Mundo Club have 2 minions left. They are going to be able to maybe tank up for the minions. And yes, they are going to take out this tower. They'll probably go for a middle inhibitor as well.
Destroyed.
But it's interesting that Mr. Grey is opting not to ultimate on Karthus in these fights. You would think that if he ulted a few times, and as I say that Galio is engaging, lands a double taunt onto the Karma, Lubu is going to stun the Karthus.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Meerkat is going to chase, but they just have too much speed on them, and Mundo Club just walk out. And now you can see how much magic resistance is just on the side of Mundo Club. They're itemizing so smartly this game. You've got the Banshees, you got the Banshees on Victor, you got Spirit Visage on Karma, you got the Force of Nature on the Udyr, QSS for Lucian. So much magic resistance, and Mr. Grey is just not going to be dealing as much damage as you would hope him to. And Mundo Club are just controlling this bottom side jungle vision. And now, can they close out this game with this Baron push? They do have quite a lot of poke power with their siege, and you can see in the mid lane actually, Ligament is just on this inhibitor. And Mundo Club are splitting up the map right now, and they are going to get this middle inhibitor. Meerkat is going to look onto Ligament. He does pop the Shurelya's instant QSS there, but because he QSS's, he gets ulted by this Malzahar. Sweaty Jeans is going to ghost and try desperately. He does Stride Breaker, but his team is not close enough to follow up. Mr. Grey is just going to get focused down here and gets taken out instantly by Manu. Karthus ult is going to go down finally, but you can see the damage just is not enough with so much magic resistance stacked. And Mundo Club are going to look to end this game, you would expect. Darcy does not have enough wave clear to defend this. Flash going down from Lubu. Darcy does get stunned up, and he gets taken out straight away. And now the lone member of the Goon Squad team, Galio, is up now as well, so it's going to be 2v4. Can Goon Squad defend this? But it looks like no, they are not re-defending. Sweaty is not even coming out of base right now. And Triggered, it does barely survive against the tower, is going to get out. And Lubu going to try to take out the tower. No, it looks like Mundo Club are going to go for the inhibitor instead. And they are going to settle with 2 inhibitors and back out, but
Blue team's turret has
now Mundo Club have an open nexus. Well, I mean Goon Squad have an open nexus. And Mundo Club taking 2 inhibitors out, almost 3. And they're going to be able to basically waltz on into this Elder Dragon and probably finish the game. The gold lead now is 14k. There's not much that Goon Squad can do to contest these fights. So far behind now. And well, yeah, what can you really do? The magic resistance, as I said, is just too efficient for Mundo Club. So that was a big problem with the composition of Goon Squad. Ligament burns the culling, not going to be able to get much, but you can see the Shurelya's coming down. Manu just going to flash straight in, and Mr. Grey is going to go down. And desperately, Malzahar goes down onto Triggered, but Triggered does get taken out. But you can see Ligament is going in Evo, trying desperately to kite it out, but he gets taken out. And Mundo Club with a very clean closeout to this game. Darcy is the only member left. And again, we get the spectator bug, unfortunately. But you can safely assume that Mundo Club closed out this game. So it's going to be a 2-0 victory for Mundo Club. Very nicely played, and they're going to go straight to the finals. And you have to say, like I said, they are the favorites of this tournament to win it, or they are looking very clean and coordinated. And more importantly, they're just looking intelligent. Their item buys this game. So smart. Stacking that magic resistance, they knew that the Karthus was the main threat. So you can see so much magic resistance on their team, and Mr. Grey was not able to input as much damage as he would like. And again, as well, Mundo Club very strong drafting throughout the series. So very well played there by Mundo Club. And now that's going to be a 2-0 victory for them. So congratulations to Mundo Club. Let's take a look at this damage chart. And you can see Mr. Grey trying to hold down the fort on the Karthus, but the itemization was too much in the end. There was so much magic resistance on Mundo Club. And that's the problem with picking an AP mid and jungle. Merc treads and, you know, magic resistance in general just becomes too efficient. And we will see Mundo Club advance to the finals. Goon Squad will drop down to the losers bracket, but they will still be able to fight for third place. And Goon Squad, they played the early to mid game pretty well. They had very good skirmishes and were able to punish a few mistakes from Mundo Club. So commiserations to Goon Squad, but they will probably be one of the more favored teams to fight for third place, you would expect, if not the favorite to fight for third place. So it'll be very interesting to see them in the losers bracket as well. But either way, GG's to everyone. If anyone has not also filled out the attendance form, please do so if you can. It will help out the club a lot with funding from Anusa. So that's the exclamation mark attendance if you have not done that. But either way, we will see you guys back at 4 o'clock for our next series with Salty Boys taking on ZMS with the second semifinals match. It should be a banger. So hopefully we'll see you guys soon.